joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollock from the University. The Wolverines will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Washington's offense will get the first possession of the game. It's often said quarterback is the most high-profile position in sports, and when you have a guy like this, how could it not be?
Yeah, he's the guy that the defense is going to be keying on. They've had all week long to watch film to get ready for him. But, David, when you have his kind of athletic ability and his kind of arm talent, he is so difficult to stop.
Yeah, you can have all week. You can have all season. This guy is so dynamic at the quarterback spot. They trust him. They know what he brings to the table. This offense revolves around what he can do.
Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback. Do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Lost the fire on second down. Hauls it in. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Big noise in the big house for this huge third down play. Off play action. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And I'm really impressed with the start by this defense. Like getting to the quarterback early and often. First drive, already have 2 sacks. That's a good sign for this defense.
Washington sends out the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets off his first one of the day. He was called on 5 times in the victory last week. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. The Wolverines offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster, man. I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing. Tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible because you can't...
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows it. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You say that's why you play defense, because you don't have hands? Yeah, I beg to differ.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
The Huskies in a good spot here with second and short. Out of the gun, the inside give. Past the 30. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Looking to throw on first down. Takes the grab on the left. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. And the Huskies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Bringing the heat. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. And there he is again, another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, let's go, big fella. Let's go for that record.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Finds his big tight end. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
Look, I know this offense didn't have the opening drive of the game they would have liked, but the defense now came away with a massive takeaway. Now you're seeing how that affects the offense. They're playing with a little bit of a pep in the step. Nice throw there, getting the first down. This offense all of a sudden looks a whole lot different than what they did the last time out.
They'll run the screen. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The play-action fake. Unleashes to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Huskies.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Syracuse is currently ahead in this one, but I don't see Jim Brown or Ernie Davis or even Donovan McNabb out there. This team has struggled to pull away. They're up by 6 over Pittsburgh. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back. If anything develops, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Off the play fake. Finds the tight end. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Throws for the tight end. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. And the Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Corrals it at the 45. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Washington wants to go quickly.
That's a really good-looking throw right there, and that was a tight spiral, too. You guys remember the great Washington Husky quarterback, Warren Moon? I don't think anybody threw a more pretty ball than Warren Moon did. Tightest spiral I've ever seen. That right there reminded me of old #1.
Quick pass on the jet motion. Across the... Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Washington. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Well, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. A little screen to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down. He'll pull it on the read. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back gets the give. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Complete in the middle. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. Handoff from the gun. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Trying play action. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Stopped at the 46-yard line and just making a play and turning in the interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going and now right back to work. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. He'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The Wolverines bringing the heat on the defensive front as they have so many times through the years.
Yeah, and you just think about guys that just look great in their unis. Big, strong, Aiden Hutchinson, Ajabo, a lot of these guys in the recent history, just they know how to get after the quarterbacks and make their life miserable.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front. They won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. They'll get down and put a stop for the return at about the 28-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Wants to go up top on first down. Finds his tight end. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Quickly complete. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. And the Wolverines really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. The Wolverines will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16. Make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab.
Well, the short passing game is a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So this can certainly open things up later.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
What a great play. Winning one-on-one, getting home and getting a sack, and that kind of effort is going to get the big house fired up. These 100,000-plus Michigan Wolverine fans are on their feet screaming because of that dominant play right there coming from their D-line.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Finds his big tight end. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold up.
They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. We've reached the break. It's Washington holding the lead. And that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. Washington sends out the punt team. Hauls it in, looking for space. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Quarterback on the keeper. Turning it on! The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. They'll run play action. Looking to the big tight end. It's caught. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. They'll go to the ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Wolverines can really attack on this 2nd and short. Right back to the well. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Coming to the line, looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 29. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. Starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Gets it out quickly. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one. Guys, let's chat about Michigan. It's been a season to remember so far, fresh off their new top 10 ranking. How far can this team go?
Well, they're starting to get there now, right? And I think once you get some big wins, Jesse, and you start to climb up, you start to feel that and the momentum and the confidence that it builds with your squad. I think we might just be scratching the surface with this group.
Yeah, that's the difference with this team is it feels like they're really starting to believe. We always knew they were talented. They knew it too, but getting some of these big wins this season, I think they now believe they can take down anybody in the country.
Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And he'll try this one from the left hash and 33 yards away. Smashes it between the uprights. Now the lead is down to 11. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. From inside the 10, here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Grimes. This freshman behind center has certainly lived up to billing so far. He's guided this offense with precision, and most of all, he has taken care of the football. The give to the running back from the shotgun. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Gets it out fast. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The Huskies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Finds a man on the left. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. He'll pull it down, and maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Goodness gracious, this is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game, are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. He's getting plenty of work. 4th time we've seen this guy punt it today. So here comes the Michigan offense. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit, and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Wide open downfield. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Some penalties hurt a little bit more or a lot more than other ones. That one wipes out a huge game. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
The Wolverines decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Makes the catch near the 50. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. And we've seen a tremendous show from this freshman behind center. He's been turnover-free. They're moving the ball up and down the field. A really mature performance. 4 wideouts set, 2 by 2 on 2nd and 5. They'll send the back in motion. Back to pass on 2nd down. Floats it out in space. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold.
They'll back him up with a holding penalty this time. They've spent most of the day backing them up with sacks anyway. To the air on 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a 1st down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Wants to throw on first down. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in the rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Here's the handoff. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down here in the big house. Working that left side now. Steps out of bounds just inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 18. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. After the miss, still an 11-point game, guys.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink. Can you knock it off the crossbar? Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
Give to the back. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Right down the middle. He's open on the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Looking to throw on first down. It's complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Looking to throw again. Makes the grab. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Wants to go up top on first down. Gets it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. It's caught. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. To the ground to try to move the chains. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And the Wolverines back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Quick completion to the right. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They're going to run it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. They're working that left side. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And this one is perfect. That'll make it a 1-possession game. The lead is 8.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room here at halftime, but kicking that field goal gives them a little bit of a jolt, a little bit of a boost of momentum that they can carry with them into the second half. And there's a lot of football left to go here. I can't wait to see what happens.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Ann Arbor. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, Let's send it back to the guys in the big house.
Washington ready to kick off to start this second half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain, so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Forced to just throw it away on third down, and now they face fourth. The Wolverines will call on their punt team. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to put something on the board here. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. His offensive line trying anything to protect the quarterback at this point. Nothing's working, and they'll back up after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? They'll line up for a second down play. Wants to go up top. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on third down. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. Washington sends out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. And there are flags flying as the pass falls incomplete. We'll see who it's on. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Pulls it, fired complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. Trying to tackle this guy's a business decision as he gets it up to the 29. And the Wolverines come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Fires to the big fella. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And here comes the punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Got his man on the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Offense a little backed up here, and boy, would it help to convert this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. The sure hands, it's Grimes. Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. On third and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Looking for a deep man. Pulls it in on the right. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. They'll back him up with a holding penalty this time. They've spent most of the day backing them up with sacks anyway. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. And these guys have been busy. Sixth punt of the day. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Running back searching for a hole. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. And they are looking for a ball play that'll work, now facing second and long from the 19. And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Got his man in the middle. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Wolverines line up to punt it away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. Quickly to the tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
An ill-advised play by that defender as he makes contact with the quarterback well after the throw, and it'll cost his defense. Got enough for the first down. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. And the Huskies just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Looking to throw on first down. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. This offensive line trying anything to protect the quarterback at this point. Nothing's working, and they'll back up after the holding penalty. They'll go to the air. Takes the easy one to the back. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapped around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally. You got to be in the right place at the right time.
He'll keep it himself. There he goes. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. Running game got it done on the last play, and now it's first down. Looking downfield on first down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the big fella. And he's dragged down. And the Wolverines line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. That last drive and the turnover, not what you're looking for when you have the lead, Jesse.
Yeah, and really I think for them, it's just staying out of their own way. They're making plays. They've got the playmakers to go and win this game, so it's just a matter of executing better.
Executing better, understanding I still got the lead. Put a drive together here and build on that lead.
The Huskies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Holds and fires complete to the right. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Unloads quickly. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Now the play fake. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. Tries to slither forward on the sneak.
3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Pulls and throws off the RPO.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. He'll go to the sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there.
Well, that's a huge kick right there because now the opponent has to score a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. That put so much pressure on the opponent. Nice job by the special teams going out and executing him a big moment.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Line getting set on 2nd down. They'll run it from the gun. Shakes off the defender. They work their way to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Off the RPO, complete. They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
When you're trying to protect the lead, you just simply cannot have a personal foul penalty at this stage in the game. Off the play fake on first down. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
The Wolverines trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to sling it on second down. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection. Quarterback couldn't quite make the connection on the last play. That brings up third down. He's looking downfield to throw. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
It is hard to continue to get up and get up and get up like he has, being sacked time after time again. But this QB, this offense, they're undeterred. They continue to put drives together, and most importantly, they're winning the football game.
Washington sends out the punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Pulls and fires complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They'll throw on third and short. Snagged out of the air. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Wolverines will snap it on first and 10. To the air on first down. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
You spread me out, I'm going to speed you up. Nice job. They go empty. Nobody in the backfield to help the quarterback block. The linebacker comes right up the gut. Gets to the quarterback, gets him on the ground.
And the Wolverines have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. The RPO fired complete to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Let's see what they find in the playbook for third and long from the 43. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on.
Hold on.
They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. The Wolverines will punt this one away. They'll look to pin him deep. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Using his feet.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. And the Huskies, with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Gets the back moving. Second down, they'll go to the air. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And, man, this defense added again. They've done this so much today. Affected the quarterback, gotten sacks, forced third and long situations. It doesn't matter about the yards on the drive. Now you put them in a very predictable passing situation.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He'll pull it down and run. A solid pickup on the scramble and slide, but there's a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Hold.
They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting in those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable in run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
Now third and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to fire. Zings it complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Wolverines look to keep this drive humming. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. He wants to throw it again. Got his man out of the backfield. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. The give to the back. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The defense coming out to protect the lead, but this offense still has plenty of time. Likely their final drive. Off play action. Just a short pass to the tight end. They bring him down at the 45-yard line, and this defense rises up on third down. Fires to the wideout. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
And that is a back-breaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. Out of the shotgun on third down. He's got an open man. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. Guys, this is a type of signature win that can set the tone for the future of a program.
And this is the crazy thing about college football with 18 to 22-year-olds. On any given day, anything can happen. And, David, you got to give this team so much credit. They played with their hair on fire and got a tremendous win.
And to keep the belief, like, to understand, like, I've got a chance to come in and win this game and not just give us lip service. They told us this could happen throughout the week, but they believed. Even when it got a little difficult, got a little up in the air, they kept fighting, they kept believing, and they get the huge win.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.